lying awake again. It's 2:43 a.m. You're staring at the ceiling wondering what happened to the man you used to be. You remember when your mornings used to start with purpose, not pain. You remember when your wife used to look at you with a kind of spark in her eye. Lately that spark's been missing, and if you're being honest, you feel like you've gone missing too. Your joints ache, your energy's gone by noon, and at night, you're too tired to even think about being close, let alone follow through. And maybe you've been blaming it on age. I'm just getting old, you tell yourself. But deep down you wonder, is this really it? Let me tell you something you might not expect to hear today. This isn't the end. In fact, it might just be the beginning of something better. Because you still have the spark. It just needs fuel. And sometimes that fuel doesn't come in a bottle or a prescription. Sometimes it comes from something as simple as food. Yeah, real, natural food. The kind that speaks the same language your body does. Have you ever felt like you just don't have the energy you used to? Struggling to keep up, not just in daily life, but where it matters most. In the bedroom. You're not alone. And this isn't about shame. It's about dignity. It's about confidence. It's about enjoying every single season of life, with your head high, your heart full, and your body ready to show up for the people you love. Because when you're over 60, the truth is, your body changes. But that doesn't mean it has to slow down in every way. What if I told you there are 4 powerful natural nuts that can help? Nuts that have been studied for their ability to boost energy, restore vitality, and even help you feel alive in ways you thought were long gone. No chemicals, no gimmicks. Just what nature intended. Today we're breaking down each one. What they do, why they work, and how they can help you feel strong again. From testosterone to blood flow, brain power to bedroom confidence, we're covering it all. And the best part? These changes are easy. You can start today. But before we get into that, can I ask you a favor? If you're ready to take back control of your health naturally, if you believe that life over 60 still holds power, strength, and passion, comment "still strong" below so we know you're with us. And don't forget to subscribe to Elderly Spring, because every week we share real, practical advice to help you live this next chapter fully, not fearfully. Let's get into it. You're going to want to hear this. Let's start simple. Brazil nuts. You've probably seen them in a mixed nut can, big, smooth, almost waxy. Maybe you've even pushed them aside, not realizing they might be the most powerful 2 bites of food you'll eat this year. Frank didn't realize that either. He was 68, retired, and always tired. And I don't mean the kind of tired you feel after a long walk or a busy day. I'm talking bone-deep tired, the kind that doesn't go away after sleep. He'd wake up groggy. Midday, he'd need to sit down even if he hadn't done much. And at night, let's just say he avoided certain conversations with his wife altogether. He chalked it up to age, but his wife, she noticed. She noticed the spark in his eyes was fading, that his laugh didn't come as easily, that something just felt off. At a checkup, his doctor asked a simple question. "Frank, when's the last time you checked your selenium levels?" Frank had never even heard of selenium. Turns out Brazil nuts are one of the richest sources of selenium in the world. And selenium? It's critical for your body, especially over 60. It helps your thyroid, supports your immune system, reduces inflammation. But most importantly, it plays a big role in testosterone production and protecting your cells from damage. Low selenium doesn't just make you tired, it steals your drive, your mood, your vitality. And the thing is, most men don't realize it. They assume they're slowing down just because they're getting older. But sometimes, you're not missing youth. You're missing nutrients. The solution? You don't need a supplement. You don't need a fancy drink, you just need 1 to 2 Brazil nuts a day, that's it. Not a handful, just 2. It's potent stuff and too much isn't necessary. Add them to your breakfast, eat them as an afternoon snack. It's small, but it's powerful. Because when you give your body what it's been quietly asking for, it responds. But energy alone isn't everything. Feeling awake is good, But what about feeling alive? That brings us to walnuts. Yeah, those brain-shaped little guys. Let me tell you about George. He's a retired school teacher, 71, and sharp as a tack. But a few years ago, he started noticing something strange. He'd walk into a room and forget why he came. He'd zone out during conversations with his wife. And worse, he started to feel disconnected, even during private, intimate moments. Now, that shook him. Because intimacy, that wasn't just physical. It was how he felt close, how he showed love. Then someone mentioned walnuts, not as a miracle, just as a snack. But George is a reader, so he looked into it. And what he found shocked him. Walnuts are packed with L-arginine, an amino acid that helps your body create nitric oxide, which improves blood flow. And you know what that means. More oxygen, more circulation, and yes, more performance. Down there and upstairs, they're also loaded with omega-3s and antioxidants, great for your brain, your heart, and even your mood. And let's clear something up. People hear fat and run the other way. But these fats, these are the good ones, the kind your body craves. You're not clogging arteries, you're clearing them. You're feeding your brain, you're restoring your connection. Just a small handful a day, maybe 5 to 7 raw walnuts. No salt, no sugar coating, just real food, doing real work inside you. Snack on them after lunch, toss them into a salad, doesn't matter. What matters is consistency. Your body notices. Now, let's talk about a nut most folks forget. Macadamia nuts. Smooth, buttery, kind of luxurious. Yeah, they're pricier. But Louis, 72, would tell you, they're worth every penny. He had been gaining weight slowly over the years. His metabolism seemed to hit the brakes. He felt heavy, sluggish, and, not surprisingly, his hormones were out of whack. A dietitian suggested a Mediterranean-style breakfast, whole grains, fruit, olive oil, and macadamias. Not for weight loss, for hormonal balance. See, macadamia nuts are rich in monounsaturated fats, the same ones found in olive oil. These fats help lower inflammation, support testosterone, and even protect your prostate, which becomes more important with every passing year. They're also a solid source of fiber and plant sterols, natural compounds that help regulate cholesterol. Here's the catch. Because they're expensive, most men skip them. But you don't need a bag a day. You don't even need a handful. Just 4 to 6 nuts a day. That's enough. Crush a few into your oatmeal. Pair them with some berries. Or just savor them on their own. They're not just delicious. They're doing real work. Quiet work. Inside your cells. Now, if you've made it this far, you're probably wondering, what's the most surprising nut of them all? That would be pistachios. Mark was 66, proud, and, if you asked him, still very much a man's man. But bedroom struggles had started creeping in, and talking about it? Not his thing. He kept it to himself. Until a friend pulled him aside and said, "Man, try pistachios." Mark laughed. Pistachios? What are they gonna do? But he was desperate. So he did. And within weeks, he wasn't laughing anymore, he was smiling. Why? Because pistachios have something special. Studies show they improve erectile function, boost blood flow, and even lower LDL, the bad kind of cholesterol. They're packed with plant protein, vitamin B6, and powerful antioxidants. And no, you don't need a pharmacy, you need consistency. 1 ounce a day, that's around 49 kernels. Raw, unsalted. Snack on them while watching the news. Toss a few in your lunchbox. Make it easy, make it normal, make it yours. Because here's the truth. No one food will change everything overnight. But when you stack small choices day by day, they add up. You don't just eat better. You feel better. You connect better. You show up better. And when you start to feel the shift, when your body begins to respond, you'll realize, maybe you haven't lost yourself. Maybe you've just been waiting to come back. Now let's talk about what happens when these small changes become a part of your life. Let's go a little deeper, shall we? Let's be honest for a moment. Aging isn't easy. It sneaks up on you. One day you're running up the stairs and the next you're gripping the railing. You catch your breath more often. You forget names you used to remember like the back of your hand. You look in the mirror, and the man staring back feels a little different. And yeah, there are moments that sting. Moments when you feel like you're fading into the background. Moments when your own body feels like it's turning against you. When you feel slower, weaker, invisible. But here's something no one tells you. It's okay to feel that. It's okay to grieve the younger version of yourself. It's not weakness, it's real. But you know what else is real? Resilience. That quiet voice inside that says, I may be older, but I'm not done. Because aging, when you strip away the fear, it's not about decline. It's about learning a new way to live. It's about getting smarter, more intentional, more connected to your body than ever before. It means asking better questions. It means choosing foods that fight for you instead of against you. It means turning to nature before turning to pills. It means honoring your body with care, not just when it's young and strong, but especially now, when it needs you most. You've made it this far, and that says something. It says you're not the kind of man who gives up. It says you're still showing up, still listening, still trying, and that's powerful. Because when you take small steps, like eating 2 Brazil nuts in the morning, grabbing a handful of walnuts with lunch, tossing in a few macadamias with your fruit, snacking on pistachios instead of chips, you're not just feeding your body, you're reclaiming your vitality, you're rebuilding confidence, you're showing up with presence, for your wife, for your kids, for yourself. You're saying, I still matter. I still deserve to feel good. I still want to live fully. And that's not just health, that's courage. So let this next chapter be different, not harder, not heavier, wiser. Let it be the season where wisdom and wellness walk hand in hand, where every bite, every step, every choice is rooted in the belief that your best days aren't behind you. They're right here, waiting. And you? You're ready for them. Let's take a moment to bring it all together. What you've just heard might seem simple, but don't let that fool you. Because when it comes to your health, especially after 60, it's often the small, consistent choices that make the biggest difference. So here's a quick recap. Just so it sticks, Brazil nuts for energy and stamina. Just 1 to 2 a day, giving your body the selenium it's been silently craving. Walnuts for blood flow and brain function, rich in L-arginine and good fats that keep your heart and mind strong. Macadamia nuts for hormone balance and prostate support. A smooth, powerful way to reduce inflammation and bring your body back into rhythm. And pistachios for performance. In the bedroom, yes, but also in life. Restoring confidence, circulation, and that spark you thought might be gone. 4 nuts. 4 tools. All from nature. All ready to work with your body, not against it. But here's the question I want to leave you with. Which of these are you going to try first? Or maybe you've already been including one in your routine. What changes have you noticed? Share it in the comments. You never know who you might help just by speaking up. There's a whole community of us, men, spouses, caregivers, trying to figure it out, just like you. So let's talk. Let's learn from each other. And hey, if this video gave you even one helpful idea, if it made you feel seen, or inspired, or just a little more hopeful, consider hitting that subscribe button. This channel, Elderly Spring, is all about you. We bring you clear, down-to-earth advice to help you live with strength, clarity, and dignity every single week. You've still got a lot of life in you, and we're here to walk that path with you. So until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and most of all, stay strong. This is Elderly Spring, where aging doesn't mean slowing down. It means rising with wisdom. See you soon.